Today is tier list Tuesday. And on tier list Tuesdays, we're gonna go through and do these tier lists on tiermaker.com. Any tier list, really, Destiny, whatever you guys want. You guys drop it in the Discord or in the comment section what you guys want to see next, and we'll do it. So today we're doing Destiny 2 exotic weapons for PvP from season 23 and on. Well, whatever we have up until season 23. So we're gonna list all of these rankings for PvP, even though a couple of these I haven't even used yet. So we're gonna do it though. Okay, so we got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier, and then we have heavy weapons on the bottom. So yeah, we really rank the. I mean, we could rank the heavy weapons too, but let's just do this. I'm gonna turn my music back on. All right. So we're just gonna go straight from left to right, all the way down. Rank these up. Starting off, we got the Ace. Everybody knows Ace is S tier. That's going straight to the S tier. It's just one of the best hand cannons in the game. No one can deny that. Next, we got here Aegir Scepter. When this first came out, it was really good. I actually liked it a lot, but I really haven't seen anybody use it. When they nerfed it, it's kind of like, man, now I'm going to give it a C tier. I'd say it's still a trace rifle, so it's decent, but it's not a pick you'd really need. Anarchy, anything that really wouldn't be used in PvP as a heavy weapon, we're just gonna put in the heavy weapon slot. So we'll put that there. Arbalest, I would say, is probably another C tier weapon. It's a linear. Linear is always good, but it's a special and it has a shitload of flinch, so I don't see there's not really much use for it. Next, we got Bad Juju. I'd have to put Bad Juju in the B tier. It's a very good pulse. It's just not one of my top picks if I were to pick any of the exotic pulses. But it is a good pick. It's nice. Bastion. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. We're going to put this C tier. I haven't used Bastion in a long time. Bastion used to be good. It is a fusion. Fusion still hit pretty good. So we'll leave it in the C tier for now. Black Talon. This is 100% going in the S tier. It's probably one of the better heavy weapons to use in PvP. It's pretty much just free kills. Borealis. I'm going to put this in B tier. I don't really see the point of using Borealis though. I mean, no point as a special, wasting your exotic slot on a special, a sniper at that. So I'm going to leave that in B tier. What is this called? Like Bloodline or some shit like that? I'm going to put this in D tier just because I don't know. I've never used it. I kind of seen what it is, but I never used it. Centrifuge. It's an auto rifle. Auto rifles are really good right now. Actually, as of now, I'm not 100% sure because they did do an auto rifle nerf. But we're going to put it in B tier because it's still a decent auto rifle. Cerberus. We're actually going to put Cerberus in A tier. Now, hear me out on this. The only reason I say Cerberus for A tier, it's not that great of an auto rifle. It's decent, but the main reason I'm putting this in the A tier is its utility. The utility that this comes with, especially in trials, where we got bubbles and wells everywhere. You can blow up wells and bubbles with this thing if all your teammates put it on, like snap of a finger. Quick, donezo. So I'm gonna put that in A tier just because of its utility. Next we got Cloud Strike. Cloud Strike, I'm also going to put in A tier. Snipers are just, in my opinion, just not in a good spot. I haven't really been sniping lately since I came back to the game, so my sniping is really off right now. I would still put it in A tier just for also its utility. If you got people that are really holding hands a lot, like, you know, you're getting free double kills, triple kills with it. So we're going to leave it in the A tier. Cold Heart next up. We're going to put it in the C tier. Same thing as Aegir Scepter. It's decent. It's a trace rifle. Trace rifles aren't that bad, but just not my pick if I were to put an exotic on. Navigator. I know it's really good in PvE. It's a pulse rifle. Pulse rifles are really good, and they did get a buff. I don't know if the buff is going to affect this, so I'm going to put this in the A tier. I don't have it, but I've seen a lot of gameplay of it and it looks pretty good. Next we got conditional. That's going to S tier. Also S tier because it's a good shotgun. I like it. They did nerf it a little bit, but it still has a lot of utility too, on top of it being a good shotgun. So we're going to put that in S. Crimson, I would say A tier. It's a very good option, but not one of the best options. Maybe on controller, but other than that, I don't really use Crimson. With all the healing that we have available to us and healing grenades, Phoenix Dive, stuff like that, you don't really need it. Worm Husk, you don't really need it. Cryosthesia, I'm actually putting this in B tier. Sidearms are good. Stasis, I was getting shit on by this thing the other day. Shout out Donnie if you ever watch this. Donnie, you know who I'm talking about. He fucked me up PvP. Random dude just was fucking me up with this thing, bro. Freezing me and meleeing the fuck out of me, like bad. So yeah, put that in B tier. Still pretty decent. Darcy, heavy weapon nobody's really gonna use in PvP. We're just gonna put that in the heavy weapon slot. DMT. This is a hard one actually. DMT is still a really good scout rifle, good choice. I don't use it too often. I'd rather use something like, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I'm gonna say it's really good, but there's better contenders. We'll get to those later. But we're gonna put it in A tier. Still really good choice. Dead Messenger. I actually really haven't seen this in PvP too much since the nerf, or not the nerf, the special ammo nerf. I think it still have some decent utility, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Deathbringer, I would say some people use it in PvP, and I feel like it throws people off. I'm gonna put it in a D tier. It's just not one of the best choices to use. I forgot what the fuck this thing was called because I don't use it. What's it called? Like shit. Chad, help me out here. I don't remember what it's called. I think it starts with a T. I don't fucking know. I could be wrong, but this D tier, I don't think it's really that great. It's whatever. There's better fusions out there. Heavy machine gun. I don't really see anybody use this in PvP at all, so I'm gonna just put that back in the heavy weapon slot. Devil's Ruin. We're gonna put this in the B slot because it's still a very good sidearm. That charge is crazy if you can land it on somebody. That's easy kills. So we'll put that in B tier. Divinity, a good trace rifle in PvP, but also I'm gonna put it in C tier because it's really no use other than PvE. It's like it's still a good trace rifle, but again, better options that won't take up your exotic slot. So we're gonna put that C tier. Dragon's Breath, new, just came out. Just came with our last update or the season this season, I believe, right? Yeah. We're gonna put this in. I've used it in a little bit. I don't really use heavy that much in PvP, but I have used it before, and I feel like it's a very situational exotic. I feel like you have to be kind of lucky to get a kill with this, or at least with the flames and shit it leaves behind. So I'm gonna put it in a D tier. Better options, definitely better options. Duality, always gonna be a really good shotgun. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the A slot. A lot of different utility for this. Use as a slug or a pellet. So yeah, not bad. The glaives, I cannot stand glaives. The exotics, there's really no point of using the exotics in PvP when you could just have legendaries, because most people just use them for melee. So we're gonna go ahead and put these in the heavy weapon slot. Well, these are they? No, they're not heavy weapons. We'll put them in a D tier. Just because I don't use any of them. I don't really, they're whatever. Ariana's Vow. Now this is an interesting one. I'm going to place this one in C tier. I feel like it's it has more of a skill gap, more of a ceiling to learn how to really use this. If you really know how to use it, you don't shoot somebody twice with this. The better way is to just shoot somebody and quick swap, hot swap on somebody with it. That's probably the best way to use it. So it takes a little bit of training, if you will, to get good with that. Uh, Tessellation, I think that's what this one's called. I don't remember. Something like that. No, that's this one. I don't remember what this one's called. This is the boomer. The fucking boomer. Yeah, this is just... I'm gonna put this in D tier. I don't see anybody use this in PvP. I've only used it when it first came out for like one match. Never touched it again. Definitely just whatever. Exotic. Eyes of Tomorrow, another one I don't really see in PvP being used. I don't use it. I don't have it, but I wouldn't use it. So we're just put that in the heavy weapon slot. Next we got Fighting Lion. This is gonna go B tier. Good utility, kind of situational. There's only really certain reasons to use this, unless you're just like a psychopath and you just use them just to use it, just to piss people off. Then have fun, I guess. Final Warning, have it, never used it, probably never will. We're gonna put that D tier. Forerunner, actually Forerunner's a S tier right now. Forerunner's disgusting. Again. So yeah, that's S tier. If you play Trials on multiplex, you'll know what I'm talking about. Gjallarhorn, another. I would probably put Gjallarhorn as maybe a C tier. I mean, it's a rocket. You can hit somebody with it. Cool, but it's not what it used to be in PvP back in the day before they nerfed Wolfpack rounds and stuff. So it's not really there's no reason. This is the Cabal one. I forgot what this one's called. That's going in heavy weapon slot. Don't ever see nobody use that. I don't use it. Pretty easy there. Graviton Lance. This is definitely still, in my opinion, an S tier pulse rifle to use. It's one of my favorite pulse rifles. If I ever put an exotic one on, that's what I use. I have like 1,000 kills on that gun. It's pretty good. I'll keep that in S tier. Hard Light. Hard Light, I'm gonna put it A tier. Hard Light's pretty good. I wouldn't say I was getting beamed because I was killing a dude, but the dude was getting really close to killing me, and I was using a submachine gun. So yeah, a very good auto rifle pick for sure. Hawkmoon, S tier, definitely S tier. I know hand cannons. It's kind of hand cannons got crept out of PvP a little bit by auto rifles, pulses, scouts. But I know they did do some buffs, so we'll see how hand cannons feel when we hop in the game here in a little bit. So I'm gonna put Hawkmoon in S tier. Really good. Heart Shadow. No one uses that. That's going straight to the heavy weapon slot. What is this shit called? See, sometimes I can't remember none of these fucking things. This is a minigun. We're just gonna call it the minigun because I can't think of the name right now. We're putting this in. It's not as good as it used to be. I'd say it's D tier. It's pretty easy to get this. It's just not what it used to be. Put it like that. I think this is called Hierarchy of Needs. Don't have it. Never used it. It's a bow. I despise bow users. I'm so sorry if you're a bow user, but I can't. Just can't. Better exotic bow choices. I'm gonna put this in D tier. Izanagi's Burden. I mean, if you're crazy and you just load both your bullets and just get one kill with it, I mean, I guess it could be decent. The zoom is just a little too much for me. I'm gonna put this in D tier as well. No point of using that in PvE. It's more of a PvE gun. Jade Rabbit, S tier gun. Jade Rabbit's always gonna be S tier. It's just, you can't beat Jade. Yeah, long range Jade is gonna win. Jotun. Jotun's not bad right now. I'm gonna put Jotun in C tier. I haven't used it, but yeah, people can go crazy with this. Le Monarch, as much as I hate to admit this, Le Monarch, I'm gonna put Le Monarch in A tier. And the only reason I'm not giving it S tier is, like I said, I can't fucking stand the bow users, bro. So we're gonna put that in A tier. It's a very good bow, very good choice. Acrius, no point in wasting an exotic slot on an exotic heavy shotgun. We're gonna put that in heavy weapon slot. I actually do see people use Leviathan's Breath, but I would never use it. It's just too slow of a charge time for me. We're gonna put the D tier. Lord of Wolves, the man, the myth, the legend. I haven't seen someone use this gun in ages, but we're gonna put it in C tier. No, we're gonna put it in D tier. Really, no. Better off just using a legendary shotgun or a Shappy or something else, you know? Lawrence Driver. I haven't really seen anybody use this. I don't think it's really that great anymore. It's not its former self, so that's also gonna go in D tier. I don't think it's that great. Lumina. If you are a very good support and you know how to use a hand cannon, this could be really good. Has good utility. It's still a very good 140. We're gonna put it in B tier. I think it's still good. It's good utility. It is situational, but it is good. Malfeasance for 180. Malfeasance is really good as well. We're gonna put that in B tier. I actually like Malfeasance. Merciless, a good fusion, but no, I wouldn't give up an exotic slot for it. I would just use a legendary fusion. There's nothing too special about it other than it charging up if you don't get a kill. It charges up faster. So, I mean, if you don't get a kill with your first burst of a fusion, you're probably going to die. So, we're going to put that C tier. Might have multi-tool. I'm going to put this in A tier. Might have multi-tool is a great scout. But I feel like you're probably better off with a Jade or a Polaris. So, A tier it is for that. Monte Carlo, another auto rifle, very good. If you're doing a melee build in PvP, very good. We're gonna put this in A tier just since it's an auto rifle and it's a very good auto rifle. Necrochasm, I don't have it, but I have friends who have this shit and it's fucking crazy. I think they didn't. I want to say they nerfed it, maybe, but we're gonna put it in B tier. I don't know. I feel like I'm switching these actually. We're gonna put Necro in A. And we're going to put Monty in B. I used to really love Monty, but I haven't really used it since it came out. It's kind of died off. No Time. Definitely probably one of the best pulses in the game. We're going to put that in S tier. Definitely. There's not much you can say. Everybody knows No Time. Let's see here. We got 1,000 Voices, 1K. No one uses that in PvP. Put that in heavy weapon slot. Next we got Osteo Striga. This is another one of those bow things. I can't stand Osteo users. I don't know how they kill me, bro. Put it in B tier. B tier. I'll give you guys a B tier, okay? All the ARs should have a scrub class. Purple. Look. Okay, look at here. I understand, but this is what I have, okay? Next we got Outbreak Perfected. This is actually Purple's favorite, one of Purple's favorite guns. God, I can't talk. One of his favorite guns. And this is going to S tier. It's such a good pulse rifle. And with this new update, we got the craftable version of it, and I don't know what else they've added to this and what you can change on it, but I'm sure it's probably even better than it was before. Definitely going to S tier. Colony is another one of those guns that just some people use it, some people don't. I think they're just better slots you can use an exotic on in PvP. I'm gonna put it in D tier. We'll just leave it at that. Polaris Lance, one of the best guns in the game for PvP. Maybe not up close, but anything medium, long range, Polaris is really good. We're going to put that in S tier. It's another S tier weapon to use. Next up, we have Prometheus Lens. This is another one of those situations with the trace rifles. It's a good trace rifle, but just I wouldn't give an exotic slot for an exotic trace when I could just use a legendary one with similar things. So yeah. We're going to put that in the C tier with the other trace rifles. Quicksilver. This is obviously an S tier. It's an auto rifle. It has the grenades. It's a very good RPM. Really, just all around, it's a good gun. So we're going to put that in S tier. Rat King. Now, Rat King here. Rat King is the shit in PvP. I was just using this shit the other day. It is such a good gun. I'm putting this in S tier. I had so much fun with Rat King. especially on a Titan. Going invis with a Titan is crazy. Actually, I was using on my Hunter too, and just I did a full invis build with Rat King in PvP the other day. And it was so good. Yeah, thanks to Purple. Shout out Purple. He told me to use Rat King during stream, and I ended up having one of like the most fun matches I've ever had in a minute. So yeah, definitely Rat King S tier for sure. Next we got Revision Zero. I haven't used Revision Zero in a minute, but it was doing pretty good in multiplex and trials the last time we played. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I just feel like No Time would probably do better. Graviton, I would rather use Graviton over Revision. So let's move to the next. We got Risk Runner. This is another one of those guns that's just kind of it's SMG. It's good, but why waste an exotic slot on it when you could just get something else? You just use a multi-mock or an adjudicator, a Shiura's, something like that. It's SMG, but it's just there's no point in really using it in PvP. So we're putting it in the B tier. We got a Trice rifle. Not even gonna explain this one. I mean it's cool to use, fun to use in PvP, but just no point. So C tier with that one. Salvation's Grip. No one uses that in PvP. That's going to the heavy weapon slot. Skyburner's Oath. It got a buff, but it's just not that great. We're gonna put this in D tier. It's just actually I'll give it C tier since it is a scout and scouts are good. We'll give it B tier or not B tier, C tier. Sorry, we'll give it C tier. Sleeper Stimulant. Sleeper Simulant is not bad in PvP, but I feel like it's if you're gonna use an exotic heavy weapon slot for PvP, I would go with something other than that. So we're gonna put it in the C tier. Sturm is a 120 hand cannon, one of the better 120s. We're gonna go ahead and drop that in the S tier. I think Sturm is an S tier. If you pair it with Drang, that's a good combo. But it's good. The stats are good with the catalyst. It's very good. Sunshot just got a buff. It can now 3-tap, and it's a 150 RPM. This is S tier. 100% this is S tier. I'm gonna try this out at some point. But I think this is gonna be an S tier weapon. 100%. Suros Regime auto rifle again. One of the better auto rifles as well. We're gonna give Suros an S tier. In my opinion, I think Suros is S tier, 100%. Sweet Business. S tier. No, I'm just kidding. Not S tier. Honestly, I would probably give Sweet Business a C tier. I think it's fun to use. It's not horrible. But again, there's better options to use. And really, if you really use this, you're just trolling because that's why I use it, just to troll. I put an Armamentarium. Or not Armamentarium. Actium War Rig. Actium War Rig with this is just crazy. It's fun as fuck to use. It's funny as hell. So yeah, we'll put it there. Symmetry. It's a scout, but it's not really that great of a scout. I used to like it, but it's just not what it used to be. I'm gonna give it a B tier. There's better options. I'd use a Mida over this, so that's Mida's gonna be above that. Taraba. Taraba's not bad. I used it the other day. It's not bad, but there's better options with the nerfs that neutered this weapon. I'm gonna put it in a B tier. It's not as great as it used to be. It's a decent pick, but again, you could use something other than that. You can use multi-mock now, adjudicator. Like these are all very good picks. So B tier for Taraba. Telesto is the best though. I actually see somebody pop off with this the other day, but I think this is also another one of those things where there's just better options. It's just a situational kind of exotic. I feel like it's a lot of luck that goes into using this and if you hit your shots or not. So I would give this, since it's a fusion, I'm going to go with a C tier on that one. What the fuck is this? What is that? Wait. Is that not this? What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, I know what that's the exotic from the Final Shape exotic. The pre-order. Never use it. Don't have it. Don't see anybody use it. I'm gonna put it in the D tier. Shappy. S tier slugs are really good right now. I'm giving Shappy an S tier. It's a very good shotgun. Next we're gonna fly through these last few that we got. I want a 20-minute video. Colony, let's go ahead and give that a C tier. Better options, but still a decent pick. Fourth Horseman, that's going D tier. No point of using Fourth Horseman. That's a waste of an exotic slot in my opinion. Huckleberry, I actually was getting outgunned by a Huckleberry yesterday. I'm gonna give Huckleberry an A tier. I think it's a better pick than Tarba for sure. No reason why you would ever use this in PvP. We're putting out there. Now, this is an interesting one right here because I gotta try this shit in PvP. Last Word got a buff. It can now 3-tap to the head. This could be a very good gun, although I don't know how it's gonna play out on controllers. So we're gonna give it an A tier, just because I don't know how good it is. We might do an updated list in a few weeks after we try some of these exotic buffs and see how we feel about them. So we'll make an updated list after I try everything and see how it changes. So we're gonna put that in A tier for now. Next we got is it Manticore. I haven't used Manticore in a minute, but I heard it's actually decent now. It's a decent SMG. I'm gonna put it up there with Tarba in the B tier. When I did use it, it did feel pretty good. It doesn't have a lot of recoil, so yeah. This is Navigator, I believe. Never used Navigator. I believe it's a trace rifle. We're going C tier because that's where all the other ones are at. Prospector, don't ever see that being used. Queenbreaker's bow. Now, I used to really like this gun when it was a special. Now I believe it's a heavy, if I'm not mistaken. And I just don't see the point. I mean, if you can hit your shots, it's actually a fun gun to use. I'm going to give this a C tier. Because I feel like really skilled players could use this. Wardcliffe Coil, probably one of the better heavy weapons to pick from. It's not what it used to be, but I'm going to give it a B tier. Thorn with a new buff, the Catalyst. We're putting this S tier. It's a really good hand cannon. Thunderlord is very good. It's a good heavy machine gun to use as a heavy slot. We're gonna put that in A tier. Tiku's another bow that I can't stand, and it just, out of all the exotic bows you could choose from, this is probably one of the worst ones to use, in my opinion. It just requires you to hit that hip fire shot and then hit a headshot after that. I don't see it really being that great. Next, we got Tommy's Matchbook. This is something I've really wanted to experiment with in PvP. It is auto rifle, but it does damage you. I'm going to give this one a B tier and put it with Monte Carlo. Next, we got Touch of Malice. It's a scout. Scouts are good, but it's another gun that damages you. But it does increase damage. We're going to put it in the B tier since it's in the same category as Tommy's Matchbook. Tractor Cannon, really no point, and I'm going to put that in heavy weapons. Traveler's Chosen, I've made a PvP build with this before, and I think I'm going to put this in A tier. I don't think it's a Rat King level, but it does have a lot of utility. If you're really heavy on ability usage, this is definitely a pick for you. Trespasser is decent, but I don't think it's one of the top picks. I would definitely use Devil's Ruin or Rat King over this for sure, or Traveler's Chosen. There's Cryosthesia. I'll probably give this a C tier. I think these two are still better than that. Next we got Trinity Ghoul. Unless you're playing Mayhem. Is it Mayhem? No, it's not Mayhem. It's another one. It's an older game. I don't even know if the game mode's still in the game, but really no point using this. There's better bow picks. I'm gonna put this in the D tier. Truth. Never seen anybody use Truth in PvP anymore. I'm gonna put that in heavy slot. Same with Two-Tailed Fox. Really no point in using either of those. This is Verglas Curve, I believe. And I've never seen anybody use this in PvP. I mean, I could see it having some utility, but it really takes a lot to get this weapon going. So we're going to go put that in the D tier. Vex Mythoclastis got to be one of my favorite guns in the game. It's an auto rifle / fusion rifle, but it's just very good right now. This is going S tier. In my opinion, it's S tier. It has so much utility with your main fire mode and then your linear fire mode. It's just it's very good. You pair that with your Warlock boots. Even on Hunter, you can use this and go Radiant. It's just very good. Very, very good. Excalibur, never seen anybody use that. Vigilance is still a very good gun. I think it's definitely A tier. I wouldn't put it with Outbreak or No Time or Graviton, but it's still very good to use. I want to give it an A tier. Wave Splitter, we're going to put that again with the other trace rifles. It's good. This one I might actually put in B tier. Just because Wave Splitter, the way Wave Splitter works, where it fluctuates its damage up like going higher, like from normal to higher. I think it's a pretty good trace rifle. If I had to pick out of any of the other trace rifles, I'd probably pick that one. Whisper just got a rework, and from what someone just told me in chat, the Whisper craft is in the special slot in the game right now. So I don't know if that's true. We'll check it out. But if that's true and it's using special ammo now, that's a game changer. Hella game changer. So we'll see. For now, though, Whisper's still pretty good at PvP. I'm not going to lie. People have sauced me with this gun before. I'm going to give it B tier. This is, what the fuck is that? Oh, I know what that is. That's the Hive Scout. Don't have this. Never really, I've seen some reviews on it. Never really wanted it. Never really got it. It's called the Wicked Implementation, I think it is. I'm going to go ahead and give this a C tier. Better options, definitely. I wouldn't use it in PvP myself. Glaive, this is going in the D tier. Wishender, one of the best bows in the game. I'm going to give it A tier with Le Monarch. Again, I can't stand bows, but they're in the game and people use them. So we're going to give it A tier. This is the new bow. This is actually very fun in PvE, but I don't see any use for this in PvP. We're going to give this a D tier. Someone in chat just said Whisper is indeed in the special weapons tab. Is that a glitch? Is that something they're going to fix? Because if it's not a special weapon, this is going from B to probably A tier. It might, I don't know. Sniper specials are just not it anymore. Like, the ammo just isn't there for snipers. But still, that's pretty cool that it's a special weapon now. Wither Horde. Now, this has a lot of utility in trials, locking down a zone or dropping in a bubble. We'll give this B tier just because it's very, very situational. Worldline Zero, another one of those weapons that nobody really uses in PvE. We're going to go put that in the heavy weapon slot. And Xeno, again, probably better choices. We're going to put this in the D tier. And this is going to be our first tier list done for Tier List Tuesday. Let me know what you think of my rankings of these weapons here in all the tiers. There we go. Dunzo. All right, so that was our first tier list on Tier List Tuesday. We're going to do another one. I don't know what it's going to be, if it's going to be Destiny related or just some random one that we see on here. We'll see. Again, you want to put your suggestions or any recommendations for Tier List Tuesday, join my Discord. I have a channel in there called Tier List Tuesdays, and put your recommendations in that tab. And then we'll take a look and maybe we'll do a vote, or I'll just pick at random which one I feel like I want to do. And we'll do that in our next video. So until then, I'll see you guys next Tuesday.